Our next speaker is Jennifer Arbuckle. For the past 12 years, she's been the public outreach manager for Northern Recycling and Waste Services. And her company serves the town of Paradise in the surrounding area. And as we all know, they had a very tragic fire there, and she's here to talk about how that affected them.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. So, just a heads up, I don't have a lot of good news to report. It's more information-based, and as I practiced this, I noticed that I was kind of going through the motions. So I would usually talk to you, but I'm going to kind of dictate this so it stays level. All right, here we go. The campfire starts on November 8th, just outside Paradise. Is this right? Okay. In Concal, which is depicted by the yellow dot. Fire hits Paradise by 8 a.m. This is a wind-borne firestorm. 50-mile-an-hour winds, rain embers throughout the sky, burning structures at a rapid rate. There's little firefighters can do to stop it. Evacuations begin, and within an hour, all roads are gridlocked. All communication systems have failed. Many never receive any evacuation orders. Thousands of people are trapped in town, cut off by flames. Those trying to escape were forced to sit in their cars for 5 hours with flames surrounding them. People panic, begin to try to flee on foot. This is actual pictures of people fleeing, and it's in the middle of the day, so you can see how dark it is. It looks like it's at night. In the end, a total of 86 people die in their homes, cars, and trying to escape on foot. What isn't reported or widely known is that hundreds of additional bodies were found. However, being that all the dental offices and records burned and all the missing persons reported were accounted for, they remain unknown. These are just a couple pictures of the cadaver dogs going through things, which took over a month, and then some crosses that local people put up. A handful of structures make it, but it's determined that the town is a complete loss and the fire to be the most deadly and destructive in state history. These are just a couple pictures of what the town currently looks like, and then I put up a size comparison over where we're at now to show you the footprint of the entire fire. So, will you read that a second? So the aftermath. So Northern Recycling and Waste Services is the franchise waste hauler for Paradise and the surrounding county. Our facility actually received minor damage. We lose these 2 trucks, which is just one service truck and a flat tread truck, in our wash bay, and then minor damage to our transfer station. Our office, recycling center, HHW facility, reuse center, vegetative waste yard, and most of our fleet actually make it. However, we lose 92% of our customers in revenue and lose over 50,000 carts at $53 each. It's over $2 million that's not covered under insurance. We had just got our franchise extension as well and had recently purchased all new trucks. So now these trucks are unusable and will be for this foreseeable future. We were evacuated from our office with no phones, mail for a majority of that time for over 2 months. And we had to start refunding all the customers, being that people normally pay their garbage bill 3 months in advance. So we had to refund for November and December. And as we had never done that before or knew how to do it, and our system wasn't really set up for that, it was quite a process. A week after the fire, we continue to service customers outside and inside the fire zone with limited staff, resources, and access. The roads are clogged with contractors, fallen power lines, officials, and it's just producing a general day-to-day chaos that's difficult to deal with. In the office, we're dealing with a plethora of community misinformation. We have appliance store owners standing up at public meetings telling residents that their refrigerators with spoiled food are toxic and that they have to replace them, which is not true. So people start calling into us, demanding that we come into their homes and remove their full refrigerators, something that we're still dealing with today. As appliance stores continue to tell people and give us them our phone numbers, even after we repeatedly told them not to. So we continue our outreach efforts to try to educate who's left, but the misinformation spread by hearsay is truly vicious, and we deal with a myriad of verbal abuse and threats from residents on a daily basis. Roll-off business should be great, but outside contractors that we tried to make deals with or to get some of those accounts when the money came in for cleanup often break those deals or go out with outside haulers that they, from outside of the state. So we're doing the best we can with what we have. But once the cleanup process is through, we have no way knowing what will happen to the town, how many people will return, and what the future looks like for our business. Another large issue is that all the recycling and diversion programs we spent the last 12 years building are currently all shut down. We still collect curbside recycling, but our recycling center, HHW center facility, the reuse center, were all funded within the rates. So with a 92% loss of customers, we cannot financially operate them. So we reached out to the county to fund the operating costs, being that of the 2,200 people that are still left on the upper ridge, 1,600 of them are technically in the county, but all of our repeated asks and help from the county have gone completely unanswered. There is also currently no potable water. Paradise gets its water from Paradise Lake, and the hazardous materials from all the burnt structures have contaminated all of our water with benzene. Flooding has exacerbated the problem, and no one really knows when it'll be safe again. They're projecting it could be as far as 5 to 10 years. Current status vegetative waste, we still have over 1 million trees to remove, and with a lack of biomass and composting infrastructure, where the material is going to go is currently unknown. Current status of the town. So the population goes from 26,000 to 800 overnight. Town does get 3 years back tax from California to support their operating costs for the next 3 years, but they have no current contingency plan once these funds run out. County and town officials are all doing the best they can, but no one knows what they're doing. They're not trained for this. This never happened to them before. They don't really understand how to navigate it. So everyone's just trying to move forward, having countless rebuilding meetings, but really having no way to know how we're going to get there. A handful of businesses have returned, but it's mostly the larger chains like Holiday Market, Starbucks, Les Schwab, people that are able to afford to put in self-serving water tanks and tank in water, and then also to still make a profit off the contractors, all the contractors that are in town. None of the small businesses that we have can really afford to get back up and going with a population that's just not there to support them. Okay. Although the town and a good portion of the community remain positive and do the best they can to move forward, there is a lot of tension, misinformation, and people going through various stages of grief. Unfortunately, we have been dealing with a lot of looting and extremely disrespectful behavior by outside contractors that have caused the Paradise residents to go on the offense. We also lost our police force, as a majority of them moved their families and their careers to a more stable environment. So the Paradise residents, in an attempt to protect themselves, have gone to extreme measures. They're refusing to leave their lands. They're armed, threatening to shoot people that come on or try to remove them from their lands if FEMA's coming to clean it up. They're getting together small mobs to confront PG&E employees because they're blaming them, obviously, for all their destruction and disaster. So honestly, it's been a really tough time. For NRWS's part, we're moving forward with the limited staff we have left. We're going to continue to serve the community as long as we can and hope that we'll soon get support from the county and that we can hopefully succeed in making Paradise realize that we're not some outside company, that we're local, and most of our employees lost their homes, and we're doing the best I can and to try to stop the anger that we get on a regular basis. So I do apologize for the depressing nature of this presentation. When I went to put it together, I was trying to find something uplifting to share with you all, but other than the fact that the fire didn't start in the middle of the night, and thus most people were able to escape safely, there isn't really much good news to present. I just thought it would be important to share this information with you because if all this group knows of all the dangers of climate change and that there will be more disasters in our future. And I think that we should learn, and we can learn from current disasters, that we might learn and plan for better evacuation plans, plan to start including disaster clauses into our franchise agreements, and have a contingency plan set up if you find that everything you've been working for 12 years disappears overnight. So that's kind of where we're at. Again, these pictures, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea. It's kind of like the Wild West up there. This is literally Paradise residents going on TV, making viral videos, and they're standing outside meetings armed and not wanting people in there. And then the contractors, there's so many, hundreds and thousands of contractors up there taking advantage of people. I mean, not all of them, but there's a majority. And that hearsay, it's a tense time. So thank you. And again, apologize for the negativity, but that's where we're at. I didn't mean to leave. You guys, if anybody has a question, thank you for that. Thank you. But you feel free to ask me anything. I'll answer it if you have any questions.
Wondering if you, sorry.
I don't know where you're at.
I'm over here. If you can discuss the role of CalRecycle in assisting with the cleanup, if you want to answer that question.
No, it's fine. The role of CalRecycle helping us in the community is nothing other than, them going through and providing the funding for the contractors. We don't receive any help or support from CalRecycle that I've seen on my behalf. Of course, I think that I continue to do all of our diversion reporting and all that from what's left and turn in what we can, and they've always been, or any of our grant managers have been very, of course, whatever you can get there, but physical help for the disaster, there's nothing on the ground happening that I have seen. Anybody else?
So I have a question right here in the middle. I'm wondering, that was very powerful. And
sorry, you see why I had to read it. Otherwise my tone would have gone up and down with anger and whatever.
Well, I'm wondering, it seems to me this audience could be a very powerful lobbying voice for you.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that's why I really hit the county thing.
Right.
Anybody that would like to write Butte County and support of them helping to fund our operating so we can open up the recycling center, even if it's a couple days a week for the people that are left. We get calls every day, when are you going to open, when are you going to open? So that would be great.
So that's my request.
Thank you.
That if everybody here could write letters, email Butte County, flood them on your behalf.
Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. Pretty much, yeah. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for listening.